Okay then, perfect. Hey everybody, welcome. Uh, Today we're doing a follow-up to a uh another stream I did a couple weeks back. Uh, this is a rundown looking at the other half of Black Bolt, White Flare. This is the most recent Pokemon TCG release that focuses on Gen 5, containing all our fun friends from Gen 5 and an alt art of all our fun friends from Gen 5. Taking a bit of a drop on some of the other card stuff, and also if you're here looking for Trails, Trails is going to be regular on Tuesdays for Trails Tuesdays from this point forward. So if you show up tomorrow, you'll get to catch more of Estelle's adventures in Trails' second chapter. Today, though, our adventures are finding some friends. So last time we took a look at Black Bolt, this whole setup here. We saw all our friends who got alt arts. They're very cool, very cute. They're so much. But they only represent half of Black and White because Black and White is a incredibly large generation. The game designed to be played with just the generation itself until post-game. It had a cast expansive enough to beat out for Black and White to beat out Red and Blue. So we got a lot of friends. I'm using the Black 2, White 2 soundtrack for the background of this because I used Black and White soundtrack for the first one. Black 2, White 2, really fun game because it's one of the few adventure. I'm always a fan of an adventure like a Final Fantasy X-2 or a like getting to see the follow-up and like, hey, here's the same place, but down the line, a couple of years later. It's why second chapter is doing well. Anyway, that's all a side bit to Sewaddle here. Sewaddle is very cute. Sewaddle is hanging out in a little tree. I love the like really wide open plains here. Especially with our little Sewaddle up in the tree here. We got this very bright sunlight shaded by the leaves. You can even see a bit of the sunlight through the hole in our Sewaddle's hat leaf. Very cute, very chompy. Black and White, second chapter, yeah. Absolutely. Very chompy, very tiny. Not the tiniest, but tiny. Has a tiny chomp. But yeah, Sewaddle's a really good fun friend. Good place to start, I think. Yeah, 540. So, Swaddleoon's my favorite out of Sewaddle's line. Swaddleoon here, I just, like, I always feel like I understand the soul of Swaddleoon. Like, mildly grumpy, just wants to hide in a little cozy little leaf hoodie. Yeah, step 1, get cozy. Step 2, stay cozy. We can see, same artist, Kato on this. So we're at the bottom of the tree from Sewaddle, and you can even see the same background tree. Just for a hoodie bug. It is true that Sewaddle and Sewaddle's line is like the most trans-coded Pokemon pre-Sylveon. Obviously. Because, like, come on. Like, I don't think you can... It's Sylveon. But, Swaddleoon, you get a healing leaf. You chomp a leaf. But yeah, Swaddleoon, very cute, very understandable. Uh, Also, taking a bit out of Cutman's. We got, you know, just in case. Got that little Cutman head thing. All right, let's see. I assume Levany is going to be keeping same artist and same location. Yeah, same artist, same location for Levany. We still have our wide open field. We have same tree that we saw in the background, but Levany is very happy and very helping. Yet Levany just wants to help out all our buddies. That's a lot of healing. Upon finding a small Pokemon, it weaves clothing from its leaves, using the cutters in its arms, sticky silk. So we've moved the Cutman hat thing is on purpose on this, you know, because that's part of our setup for what Levany is up to. But yeah, lovely. I like the way that this is the same location and the same like Swaddle, Swaddaloon, Levany in the same spot, kind of growing up. It's very cute. Card itself also kind of tells you what you want to do with it. Trying to think where you want to go with that, because like that's each is a lot, but like also you need to be spreading that around. All right. Well, who's after Levany? Oh. Yeah. Look at the splashy. We're caught you doing a little bit of splashing. Be careful. If the cotton gets wet, you just get very tiny very fast. But yeah, just playing in the pond. That's cute. We have very different style on our grass Pokemon here in Cottony and Sawaddle. Good friend. I want to say that Cottony's line is maybe a little bit more known these days because of the like prankster Cotton Guard stuff. But Whimsicott. Alright, well, okay. Whimsicott, in addition to being very happy, just an incredible, look at that face. I love both of the things Whimsicott does here. You have the perfect setup of 3 energy attach. One of the things, like, if you're ever doing, I don't know, like, if you ever wanted to build a deck in Pokemon TCG, one of the easiest places to start is, find something that lets you break the 1 energy per turn rule. Just anything. Find whatever you like. It will do well for you. Whimsicott here for 1 attack is 3 attaches, so that can, and it doesn't say even grass, it could be anything. And then Wondrous Cotton is a more like game dependent thing, but that can be a pretty hefty attack. It says trainer card, not item, not supporter, not anything. So very cheap too. Whimsicott, very fast, as is known. Everyone knows Whimsicott's very fast. Deerling's a really great little buddy. But like every, you know, we get to have like a, this is like a very fun little Deerling here. I like our like sort of swimming bit here. Yeah, we got the This is fun. Dealing and friends are an interesting type of Pokemon. Seasoned deer, yeah. Because that's one of our things we do in Black White is like the season stuff. So, yeah. Is our Sawsbuck? Okay. Also following the water, but kind of drumped out. You can see the sky more open here. And switch your opponent's active Pokemon on the bench. Your opponent chooses a new active. Okay, very like straightforward play. I like the matching look on the sky and water pieces on this. That's good. Oh, so we met Carablast in the previous Black Bolt. And Shelmet and Carablast are friends who, when you do an evolution, they swap pieces. That's how they evolve, and this just lets them evolve fast. But like you hand the Shelmet off, and then like we get faster, and so Carablast gets to evolve because Shelmet's around. Shelmet gets to evolve because Carablast is around. I love the hidden little buddy. That's great. What's our Excelgor look like? So yeah, you can see Excelgor. We've lost the helmet, and now we're shell out. We're ready to go. Okay, so Excelgor here is playing for a one-turn quick move, making for the speed rather than the Escargot. Sorry, Escargot. I'm thinking about Kirby and Dreamland. That's a different. Escavalier. Goes as fast as Excelgor does. That's cute. I like the... This is something that you kind of have to be a little controlled on. Fast evolution. There was a stadium, and is a stadium coming up, that had to be banned because, same with a lot of other cards that enabled it, because first turn evolutions kind of break the mold and let you do some very rudely unfair things. Where the Forest of Giant Plants is the one I'm thinking of. There's an upcoming stadium that's like it, but doesn't let you do it on turn 1, which removes like one of its biggest strengths. Anyway. Ooh, we got one of our Musketeers. Oh, okay. A little bit of a change off of our normal legendary setup, but similar. 120 health, 1 energy, 3 energy hit. Big hit. That hits for 260. Not quite enough for thinking about like bonking Charizard. Tiny Giga Drain. Virizion looks pretty happy. That's good. I'm happy for them. Good. Howdy. We're just taking a look at the White Flare cards and just sort of having a fun time taking a look at all our friends that we get to meet. So we have some starters we didn't touch in Black Bolt, and so of course they're over here. Tepig's very cute. Like just an incredibly cute little buddy. That's really the way I think with Tepig. Look at how fast this one's rolling. You can see, like, jumping in midair. Wasn't there... Hold on, I'm thinking of, I saw a news article that, like, was the headline was something like, Pig knows how to levitate, because the specifics of it was they used a high-speed camera to, like, watch a pig in motion, and there is a moment where all 4 legs are off the ground or something like that. Anyway, Tepig's jumping. Knows how to roll out. Good friend. Was not the starter I chose in this generation when I played through it. We'll be coming up on the starter I chose in this generation. But respectable. Real. I love them. Yeah! Big Knight. Like, oh yeah! Got a great expression here. Again, floating off the ground. Same as Tepig. No legs on the ground at any point. In this moment, pigs will fly. Just got a couple attacks here too. Combustion, Heat Crash, nothing big for abilities or anything like that. So, let's take a look at Emboar. Now, Emboar, you might recognize Emboar's text if you've played Pokemon TCG at any point, really. Emboar is a big fan of Blastoise. We got Rain Dance, but it's the Fandango. The Inferno Fandango. Indeed, Emboar knows how to dance. So yeah, you've got the OG Blastoise ability to play any number of basic energies. Fire gets a lot of like. This isn't an unreasonable thing for Fire to have in my mind. We did have a water version of this with Baxcalibur fairly recently. Oh, Gamey, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. But yeah, as I said, anything that lets you sidestep energy plays is a great place to start. So, like, starting with Emboar as a playmaker is an absolutely great place to be. You find a buddy that Emboar likes to go with and put energy on and go to town. Also, I really like that we keep the idea of Rain Dance because we have the Fandango. Like, keeping the dancing idea alive as a connection. Also, now we are staunchly flat-footed, but, like, we've got the volcano behind us. We are powered by the lava. So... So yeah, Emboar. Good to see you, Emboar. Glad to see you, like, Emboar doing some real stuff, too. Like, hanging out. Hang in there, champ. We believe in you, Panseer. Just, this is, I think, the exact same text as our other two monkeys. We are doing a matching thing with them in this set, like we did in Black and White, where they're teaching you about type advantage, where Panseer, Simisear, Panpour, Simipour, etc. all have, like, same text, because we want you to learn about, like, again, using typing, teaching the same thing. Oh, Simisear is very happy now hanging... This, like, Panseer has a very hang in there, and Simisear is no longer hang in there. Simisear is full of awe and wonder at the world. Are there Pokemon with... I assume you mean, like, spending energy at unlimited rates? Yes, there are, like, things... Like, Blastoise itself from original OG Pokemon, Hydro Pump, did extra damage for each water energy on it. So, it loves sweets because they have energy for the fire burning inside its body. I feel like Simisear these days is most, like, known for the poll that had it at the bottom as the least popular Pokemon. That was like a poll of, like, hey, what's the Pokemon you would want most as, like, a treat? From Bulbapedia, each month puts out most viewed and least viewed pages on the Pokemon on like their site, and the ones that actually reach the bottom, the three monkeys are in the bottom 10 usually, but the ones that actually make out the bottom are the ones that get most forgotten. Usually Middle Evolutions, Clang, is one that I think is very particularly on there a lot. Anyway, love this. I love our Simisear with all the awe and wonder at the world in this nice jungle. It's great. Spend more on Litwick. Yes, keep spending more on Litwick. That's doing a blip, blip, blip. Very cute. I love Chandelure and the slime. Ghostfire is pretty fun, and that's a fun Pokemon to play with. Litwick's just very cute too. I love Litwick just sitting here in the middle of like a room of candles, and these candles they're just like normal candles, and then there's Litwick in the middle of them. Litwick will let you surveil one. Okay. Probably has some sort of graveyard effect up the line, or some reason you want to mill. Let's find out. Oh, Lampent! Oh, this is... Oh, I love the idea here. So we've got Litwick and the candles. We've got Lampent and the street lamps down the line, down the road. Cheap attack that discards energy from itself. Okay. But yeah, it's good thematic theming on the... So are we gonna have Chandelure in like a manor? Yeah, look at Chandelure is powered by the chandelier. Like, we match up. That's very cool. Ooh, also, oh, burn it all up. This is incredibly cool. I'm a big person who loves the design of a Pokemon who like describes a deck to you and gives you a puzzle. And Chandelure here is asking that has some help from both Lampent and Litwick. Litwick will mill cards in your grave. Lampent will discard energy from itself. And if you get to 10 energy in the grave, you have a 1-cost 150 attack. And if you even need more power than that, you can burn it all up for 180. We also have the matching Chandelure. That's great. Burn to the ground. But yeah, very cute. What a great, like, again, kind of gives you an idea of a deck you might want to do with. Like, I will, like, I'm usually not terribly looking at effectiveness of something like this. I'm looking at the idea of, like, could I build something and have it function? And usually the answer is, yeah, it's great. The pre-evolutions build you up to this, and you can play things like your professor's research and other ways of getting your cards in the grave to get moving. Good on you, Chandelure. Kind of fits Chandelure too. Chandelure I always think of as really heavy hitting, but really like maybe a little bit more glass cannon than you'd want. Oh. Heatmore. Heatmore is searching. Heatmore is attempting to find the Durant. The Durant is its prey. You can see it out here, looking. Oh, and it's a helper, too. Search your deck for any 3 in combination of fire, Pokemon, or basic energy and put them in. Dang. What a helper. That's like that's a great turn 1 support friend. Like, that's better than most supporter searches. I associate a supporter search with 2 cards. If limited was a thing in Pokemon, it'd be good. That's fair. I always want limited to be more of a thing than just the pre-release stuff. But I don't know how you would, like... Because of evolution lines, it's very hard to do any sort of, like, draft infrastructure. You have to, like, prescribe a cube in a pretty specific way. And sets aren't made for this. Yeah, But I still think, like... If I'm just playing and I'm building a deck and I get to play a Heatmore on 1, 3 searches is a place I'd be happy to be. So, There are non-basic energy, yes. Basic fire energy is effectively the same as a mountain, whereas like a non-basic energy might be the same as like a dual or some sort of cool colorless. So, yeah, this seems fine. Ooh, Reshiram. Yeah. So Reshiram is going to match Zekrom, right? Because that's part of what we were doing. We saw the other two legends before. And Reshiram, yeah, we have Slash, and then we have this scaling move. Boy, howdy. That's, this gets to hilarious numbers. So, for each prize card your opponent's taken, a game has 6 prize cards, and when you take a prize, that's you winning. So if your opponent has taken prizes, they're beating you. And if they're on like 2 prizes, which is generally a knockout, like if you knock this out, it's worth 2. That would mean this is 330. So that's fun. I like the matching on because like if we go back up a little bit and we go to Zekrom, you can see that Zekrom has the same scaling attack, 130 plus 50, but Zekrom damages itself, whereas Reshiram loses an energy for it because that's our difference. So. The big problem with something like this is that, like, if you're at the point where this is hitting for 330, it also like, if this dies, you're out. So you're on your last leg. And there are other more effective things to be doing. But I can see that as a fun thing, especially, like, if I wanted to have it around in a deck that is already doing fire stuff. Alright. Let's take a look. 330 tends to be the top end of hit points. Yeah, you have to be doing something like you might get 340. Like you that's your top end. 330 can knock out everything. Asterisk. Anyway, so Oshawott was my my starter. I played with Oshawott as mine, and I talked about I don't remember if I talked about this on stream, but I talk about, like, I find that naming conventions for your Pokemon are important because they're sort of like an archaeological dig to, like, you at the time you were thinking about things. The one I gave as a example is that my Heart Gold Soul Silver team is all, like, there's a Togekiss called the Cubule, because Togekiss looks pretty dang close to Homuncon's mobile suit, as well as the Hyakushiki and a number of other mobile suits that I named my team in Heart Gold Soul Silver after, because I was watching Zeta Gundam at the time. Oshawott here, and a lot of the friends in this game, were during a point where I was thinking a lot about Metal Gear. And so, as I'm sure many others did, I had Revolver the Oshawott. We also had a Big Boss and a... who else was on that team? I remember Big Boss. I remember... Boot up the GBA and DS and SS. Yeah, like every game, I feel like it's a portal into your own self. Anyway, Oshawott is doing the otter thing where where an otter is like on its back with a little thing on its belly. So. In Minor Legends, this spin share. Almost never nicknaming your Pokemon. That's also understandable. If it's a different style of play. I like to pick a team and kind of get attached to them in that way. Dawat. When I talk about middles, I think Dawat is a little less memorable to me. I remember Samurott, I remember Oshawott, but I don't remember Dawat. Dawat here has the payoff for just going huge energy numbers. If you wanted, this is something you could do, but I think there's going to be more effective outputs for you. Dawat does remember. At the time, I remember the sentiment was much more pro-Dawat than Samurott. Understandable in the sense that it's a major shift. Because, like, we go from, like, Otter to, like, standing, like, Otter with the shells to, like, the four-legged, beast like this, which is funny because formidable Pokemon. I think that's actually the opposite of what the current day, sentiment is. I know we have the talk about, like, the four-legged cat who becomes a two-legged cat, right? Like that sort of thing coming up as the more modern thing I see. 5 swords, so many swords. Once during your turn, you can switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched. If you do, switch out your opponent's... Oh! Okay, Samurott just gives you free switching. It also does huge damage as a better payoff than Dawat if you wanted to, like, just pile on water energy for big hits. So, Gen 5 started the awkward middle teen stage. Just, yeah, we did also see our Sewaddle line, you know, teen hoodie stage. Okay, so you get like a escape rope basically every turn with Samurott around. 2-legged, 4-legged Honkator. That's true, because then we also have the. I can see again. This is like disruptive, water energy heavy deck. See if we can find some friends for Samurott. Here's a friend. This is a friend for Samurott. It's Basculin. Basculin looks like a Mega Man X enemy to me. Like, Basculin looks like, would be a robot in Launch Octopus's stage. Bared Fangs can only hit, opponents with no damage. Or no, sorry. If your opponent has no damage counters before the stack, it doesn't know. Oh, sorry. It can only bite damage. There has to be blood in the water for it. Opposite of that. Blood. Dr. Wily Robot. What a friendly ducklet. Just a duck. That's a hilarious attack of like, yeah, look, I see what you're doing over there. Please stop with the fire. No damage even, it's just put out the fire. Very no thoughts duck. He's a good duck. Humph. Harumph. Interesting. Swanna here is all colorless, same as Ducklet, and it has a discard on it. Harumphin. I like our scenery here for Swanna. I'm always a good sucker for, like, dawn/twilight images like this. Shing! It's the fresh snow Vanillite. Vanillite and friends get made fun of, but I don't believe they deserve it. Like, they're just fun little buddies. Little snow cone friend. Beat and defeat. Well, let's learn what sort of um, the nighttime snow. Like we have this like creek here, stream. There's a lot of words for different sized rivers, but like stream feels kind of right here in the snow. Ice cream cave. Oh, this is lovely. I I adore the trail. Just Vanillish is taking a. This is a slime face. Like Vanillish is a sleepy slime face. Like, right? Like that's incredibly relative of slime. And like sleep, like you can see like Vanillish was skating and then fell asleep and went just started going in circles for a while. Dessert shape. But yeah, like this is just like if you take a look at Slyo in the corner when I'm not talking, you can see the slime like happy, you know. That's a slime. That's so cute. I love the art on this too. The like spinning and loop. Now there's two of them. Slime party. Yeah. Reuniclus, Goomy. Goomy's very slime. But again, we have the slime face on here. Now that we have the. Oh, this is cute. Double freeze. You have so double freeze here because you've got two slime. You've got two friends, two buddies. On either being heads, you get the paralyze. Paralyze is always something that you can't get always, because if you could paralyze 100%, you would force your opponent to have some sort of switch out or take a knockout to be able to attack. But 2 coin flips is a pretty high, like, you know, high take on this. I like that one of them has the straw, like, as these little crystals growing out of Vanillix. It's cute. Has me thinking about Valen's most recent form in Gav, with the little straw on the back. I like that. I also like the double freeze because both of them get the attack. Yeah, one heads, 2 flips is a 75%. Yeah, Frappe form's very cool. Oh, that's the roll wafer? Okay. That makes sense, if like a little crystal. Again, we have the crystal cone. The violent blizzards. Keldeo EX! Oh boy, I think of Keldeo EX a lot. This is not like. Keldeo EX is a card I played a ton of in Black-White XY era of Pokemon TCG. Keldeo EX had a free switch in. So you would give Keldeo EX a float stone, which gives you free retreat. So you'd be able to go shump, and like in, out all the time. Which Gale Thrust here is kind of matching. If it's moved from your bench to your active, you do 90 more. So we are calling to that switch in. That's cute. And Sonic Edge is a piercing move. This can pierce some of the things that say like EXs can't hit you. Which are around. Yeah, there's a couple things I can think of that do paralyze on like a certain paralyze, but they always have some sort of condition, so they can't do infinite. It's cute. Alright, that's water. Continuing on. very sleepy Blitzel, just out in the field taking a nap. What a nice looking, like, just sort of relaxing field. You know? We have a lot of our active Pokemon. We saw with Sawaddle and friends, you don't have to always be, you can have the nice, you know, relaxing Pokemon too. Emboar in the Sun being a functional upgrade of the original Emboar from Black White. Did that one also have the Fandango as its ability name? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, like, because I'm thinking of the Keldeo EX, which is also from that era, too. Which is why I was thinking about that. Alright, let's learn. Ooh, Zebstrika is bringing in the storm. Yeah, fierce. The... like... This is the force of nature, Zebstrika. This is the... You know, where does the lightning bolt come from, right? From the electric Pokemon. Well, we see right here. They have the sound of thunder when they're running at full speed. That's cool. I think of Zebstrika. It's funny, when I think of Zebstrika, the move I actually think of is Flame Charge. Because for a lot of the game, that's what you're doing. Look, I don't tell you, that's just the move I think of Zebstrika using. I like the sniping. Alright. Physical electric, yeah. But this, like the storm coming in, that's a good thing. I've been thinking a lot about the character Storm from the new fighting game that has Storm, from watching Marvel vs. Capcom 2 over the weekend that has Storm going wild. Animation stuff from Token looks really cool. But like seeing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Storm in action again. Whew! You just fly. Cute little buddy. Oh, this is almost too big. Or that, I mean, this must be a really tiny log. Yeah, because look, Joltik's tiny. Joltiks are the tiniest thing. Joltik is smaller than you think. But we have zoomed really, really deep in on the tiny little Joltik. This is not the Joltik you're playing if you're playing Constructed. The energy-grabbing Joltik is clearly the best buddy one. But this one's looking for a little snack. Finding a leaf. Got a branch out here. You know? Cue that one bit from the cartoon with the big door opens and Joltik runs out. Yeah. Ooh, I like this track. Joltik live in cities and learn technique for sucking electricity out of the outlets. Ooh. This is the Galvantula you're in the dark. The L Spider Pokemon. Very cool. I like the matching of like we're in we're in the forest here, but Galvantula is the light source. And for good reason. You're blasting everything you've got at whatever you're firing at. Which I suppose would make this like maybe, you know, like again with our other little buddy that grabs a bunch of electric and grass energy. There's other Galvantulas you're playing. Don't you worry about that. Anyway, good friend though. Galvantula was one of my continuous Pokemon I kept around from this generation. I talk about like I had a real appreciation for bug Pokemon I got from this generation. Volcarona's the obvious one for me, but Galvantula is, like, very close as number 2. Really loved how Galvantula was in this gen. Yeah. No stepping. Or maybe stepping. I don't know. Please. I'm like, this one don't step on. It's laying on a rock. It's not trying to hide. This one's like trying to like relax. We get the ones that are like dug into the ground and try to do like a little a trick where something steps on it like a jump. But its skin is very hard, so it's unhurt even if stepped on by sumo wrestlers. It smiles when transmitting electricity. I always like this sort of bit where we have an effect that wants a different color energy. So like this, obviously it's a very small benefit, but I think that's a cute way to build. That's electric. Alright. Oh, this is the happiest looking Woobat. Woobat has the little stamp nose, the little stamp heart. That's why it has heart stamp as its attack. Wow, dang, got it in one. A lot of Black and White is doing rhyming things with Red and Blue. Roggenrola with Geodude, Woobat with Zubat. We have a number of Pokemon that kind of fit into the same niches. But I really love, like, Woobat having the combination of, like, big fluffy ball plus, like, heart nose plus, like, the bat is very cute. Obviously, it does some of the same annoying level things that a Zubat does, but without the ability to be a Crobat. But also, it's very cute. The way that it grows up. Courting Pokemon. The happy heart tail. Just this big smile with the fangs. I like it just sort of chilling out here at night. We're not showing it in caves, which is where I sort of expect. I guess it's more outside, like, than a Zubat. Zubat is absolutely a cave Pokemon. Whereas, like, I think of Roggenrola more as the cave identifier. Swoobat and Crobat are good buddies, true. Happy return. Okay, so Swoobat is, like, letting you... That's actually very funny, because when I think of Crobat, right, I think of come to play effects. That's actually what I associate Crobat with in Pokemon. I think of Crobat as having, like, the swoop that comes in for 20 damage. And bits like that. So, like, Happy Return here would let you remove damage from your side, but also set up to replay a line for the coming to play effects for putting a Pokemon on the bench or evolving into a Pokemon. So. Powerful enough to destroy rocks. Cute. Ooh, we got the big desert. I was called this Siglif, but it's Sigilf. It's a sigil. Sigilf. This was always a very unique Pokemon to me. Like, doing the like... just sort of being mysterious in the desert. Pokemon that everyone reads differently. It's true. Okay. As the defense can snipe anyone without weakness or resistance. Bit expensive. I like the flight out in the desert here. That's good. Like you caught them in front of a camera. Like you weren't looking for a Sigilf. But yeah, very like Making bird. 4-7. Oh! The sad Yamask in the rain? Each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. The tales that that are told to kids: if you don't finish your cereal, the Drifloon will take you away and you'll become a Yamask. Most of these things at the bottom are one of their Pokedex entries. Is where these get pulled. Obviously, Pokemon these days actually have a lot of Pokedex entries. We have our differences in like black, white ones, but then we have like forward ones too. I like the rain and the like big, like teary eyed, like whoa, look. Bit weird how they all have the same face. Cofarigus. Coffin. The sofa. Sophagrigus. Sophagus. The mummy ability is what I remember this Pokemon for. Like if you hit them, your ability became mummy, and then everything got mummy for a while. Okay, hold on. I love the attack name here. Extended Damogregus. Move all damage from one of your bench Pokemon to one of your opponents. Ooh. That's actually really cool. It's been said they swallow whole those who get too close and turn them into mummies. They like to eat gold nuggets. Again, stories that get told to the kids. You better come home before 7 at night, or you'll get grabbed by the coffin. But yeah, one of your bench. But yeah, specifically, this is moving from your bench to your opponent. So remember, you're not being allowed to name this thing its name. Yeah, this is in the subset of Pokemon that like name detection won't let you rename itself. I think Weedle was the same, right? You can't name a Weedle. Except the Pokemon exists, and he looks like exactly what. Yeah, look. You get told the story of like Cofagrigus is gonna come and get you, but then also Cofagrigus is going to come and get you, right? Like, also the Drifloon exists, and on Friday nights it'll show up and ask you if you want to party and then take you away. You will have a hell of a weekend. Gothita! Got the Super Cyborg. I played the version with Reuniclus as the Psychic, so this one I didn't have as much of an attachment to, but I respect this line. This also has one of my, again, I like Pokemon in city settings, and this one having like the stone wall and the like kind of manners in the background is really unique. Also, like a really, like the style on like our eyes and such almost reminds me of we're not quite at hold on, it's almost there. Series, nope, it's not in my brain. It's just not in my brain. I like a Tweety Bird. That's a good. This is like 60% to a Pop Team Epic face. There we go. The color's wrong, obviously, but I mean that in a strong way. I like the like eye, the like side eye pieces here. Mob Psycho. All right, let's move up the line. Ooh, oh, we're keeping the location here too. For Gothorita. Like, the broken down, like, ruins. I think these are, there's a couple places I can think of. East of... You wouldn't run into these that early, though. Where, like, the Muna are, but I don't think there's ruins around that area. There's a couple different ruins, but the ones I'm thinking of are desert ruins. Okay. Look at the top 5 and put them back in any order. Alright. Use hypnosis to control people in Pokemon. Tales of Gothorita. Leading people astray are told in every corner. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of as well, Indigo Bloopers. The ruins next to the first gym, but that's too early, I think, for you to have run into this. But that doesn't mean they can't be there, you know? Things change. Like the Pokemon who appear on a route doesn't determine the only Pokemon who get to exist in those areas. But, like, this is where Muna live. Beware Goth. These are the rumors they spread. How rude to spread those sort of Goth GF rumors. Gothtel, alright. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may have your opponent shuffle their hand and draw 3. Oh. This is really cool. So you can set your opponent to 3 cards, and then Synchro Shot lets you deal that much double damage if you match them, which you already are, like, messing with their hand size too, which can be its own boon. Again, I like the positioning. I like that Musho is our artist on all 3 of these, because that lets us keep the position, like the same city in the background here. Yeah. What a good one. Gothtel's cool. Like I said, I don't have personal attachment from playing in the series, but it's a cool Pokemon. Oh, hi. Frillish, you've got some text. You've got Seismitoad / Badoo attack. It's not free, but... Oh. Like, that's what... I recognize the text as our turn-off items being Badoo and friends. The Ocean Gloom. Yeah, it's not Badoo. Badoo, I think, has Free Retreat, and old Seismitoad had like 180 HP, and was like a Pokemon in and of its own. But, alright, let's learn. Oh. You've acquired the power of, what was this, Trevenant? That's right, the mustache wave. As long as this Pokemon is active, your opponent can't play items or tools from their hand. That turns off a lot of setup plays. Guess which card this set is immediately having competitive success? Yeah, I'm thinking of Trevenant, but like... You can still be worse than Trevenant and be very good, so... If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy attack. Oh! Okay, so this, you can also overpower if you want to, like, hit for 160. And there's a Psychic deck I can think of that has the ability to play a lot of Psychic energy very quickly. Already in the newest edition, Gardevoir? Oh, weird. Weird! Normal variant is still having better results. Yeah. I like the way the mustache wave. And the crown. This isn't quite a slime. But it's also not a slime. Right? Like not a slime, right? Like, I think we have slime energy on Jellicent here. Like, I can think of, like, some of the king slimes that have big mustaches. Yeah. Manowar, Heelys are slimes, Manowar are slimes, yeah. This is like a king Manowar, right? King Healy. Not like King Kier slime, that's different, but... Alright, that's Psychic. Had a pretty deep Psychic pool here. Alright, continuing on to fighting. I adore the Roggenrola here with, like, the feet out, just doing a good jump. Like, they're hopping. I like the way that the light is shining on this side. Like, we have the sheen on this Roggenrola. Prevent all damage that's 40 or less. Yeah. Rolling rocks. Love them so much, yeah. I like that we have a much, like... One of the things that like, again, talking about a ton of our different art styles and why I appreciate all of them in Pokemon, is that this is a very photorealistic landscape for Roggenrola to be running in, as compared to, like, our... It's not... I wanted to go back to the, like, kind of different look of the style on the Gothita line. So, like, having Roggenrola just wandering through this, you know, field feels very cool. So. Ooh. Boldore. We got the big, if the Pokemon... Again, this is Boldore in a very, like... I have, like, a more photorealistic feel for this field. Maybe a little less on this one, but because Boldore's taking up more of the image, I think. Smackdown is hilarious. Because this is, like, the bird hit, right? Is the idea for, like, I think of that, like, it's a thunk. And birds are generally what are resisting fighting. So, that's cute. This is Gigalith on the top of the mountain, looking over at a Tales of opening. This is like, that's the first thing that came to mind looking at this is, like, Saray and Mikleo on a cliff looking down at the rest of the world. Vengeful Cannon does 20 damage for each damage counter on all of your benched fighting Pokemon. I like that Gigalith is very relaxed on the top of the mountain. We've reached the peak of, you know, the summit, the zenith. We're here. And now we can fire the beam at you from here. This is where we can hit you because you cannot hide from the beam now that we're at the summit. Like, I will defeat you. If you have a Gigalith at 10 health on the bench, this one will hit for 320. You know, just as an example, if I were gonna do like basic math. You don't want to leave. Gigalith is here to make sure that you make sure you finish off Pokemon. Risky business to leave them damaged. Then you've also got the heavy impact. I like this a lot. Yeah. Fire annihilating rays from the top of the mountain. Very risky. Very fun. Also, again, the like serene look on a Gigalith. They've seen peak. Ooh, the other side to throw. Okay. Sock and throw are funky. There are sort of like matched pair Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee of the generation. Bernie and Erd, yeah. Very Muppet. But like they're also pretty neat. This one is very straightforward. We've got Sock who will hit you with the elbow, but if it's a foe that's worth fighting, if it's the tallest of mountains, we go for the chop. You've just got one move, effectively. I like the cut through the water here. As we're like, you know, in this is a stream we're in. Shocking thing about the duos, how viable they are as guys. Yeah, they're like reasonable. Like I think we were talking about them a few days ago, and I think one of them, I forget which one it is, but one of them is like slightly bulkier than the other. But they're also like both, as far as a non-evolution Pokemon that you have access to pretty early, like they do well. They do very well. Archon. Oh, I love this bird. I'm a big fan of this bird in particular. Archon has like a really funny like little beak. And very colorful fossil. Obviously, like, because of the typing, Aerodactyl is something that gets brought in as far as a comparator, but I just like Archon. If we are matching the power, we can't... Archeops from original XY era is a card I think of as notorious. I'm pretty sure it got banned in Extended. Due to Maxie's hidden ball trick, which would let you put it into play on turn 1, if back when you could play a supporter on 1, and Archeops had the text, Pokemon can't evolve. So getting that down on turn 1 in a lot of matchups could end the game. I'm gonna guess we aren't on that power. I guess we don't have Maxie's hidden ball trick, which is also terribly funny. Lugia deck that put Archeops to the bench for free. Let's find out. Let's learn. Once your turn, if this is active, you can devolve your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so it keeps the evolution fighting piece of it. But it's not on the like, you can't evolve. It's that, like, you get to evolve, attack, and then you're gonna get the evolution beam. This is a good art too. I like the again, we've got a very different styling on the mountain and hills, and this like the skies with the mixed colors. Yeah, the beam on a power, not an attack. Which might let you get a knockout. Yes, you would be able. So say you take a Gardevoir EX and de-evolve it. If its damage on it is less than its remaining health, it will take the knockout. It won't count as like an EX knockout if you pop the EX off the top and it becomes a non-EX. Like, that's still one prize, but that is a knockout. You also can say, like, Ancient Wing, bounce the evolution, and then hit them with Judge, right? Shuffle their hand away. So they can't easily re-evolve. The first bird Pokemon. What a good one, too. I like the call. I like keeping the call of the anti-evolution bit on this because of the way that I think of Archeops from this era, too. I think de-evolution beam's a fairer, but still strong. The original Bird Walker. This evolution's pissing me off. Oh, Mienfoo. Yeah, this is a good piece of art for Mienfoo. You know, relaxing in the bamboo grove. The sun sort of cutting through as we're sort of serenely out here. And Mienshao. Okay. Mienshao doesn't have a lot of heat on here, but it's fairly cheap. The smash uppercut to knock a bird out. Fighting types that ignore resistance, yeah. That makes sense to me as like a mold breaker slash, again, like with the throw, it's like knocking a resistance because it's a rock knockdown. Part of that is like fighting overlapping with rock and ground, whereas like rock is good against flying, ground is terrible against flying, punching is bad, like, you know. It cannot be seen. Ooh, Terkion. Terkion has big base stats. 140. And a little bit more expensive on its first attack, but is a revenge hit for 130. Terkion is angry because, you know, defending the Pokemon that lost their homes in a war among humans. The front and center look amplifies the, like, anger of the Terkion here. We're seeing the like, right on in the center of it. And that puts us at the end of fighting. Slash rock, slash ground. Ooh, we got dark. Alright. I'm gonna leave you on Purloin for just a second, as I will be right back. I've come back here, and I'm just looking at, like, I paid this Purloin to stare at you. Invite evil. They steal from people for fun, but their victims can't help but forgive them. Their deceptively cute act is perfect. What a perfect, devious Pokemon. You invite a Purloin into your house, and 3 more Purloins turn the corner and enter your house. Your pantry is now empty. We got the moon set down and the city in the back. Leopard. And again, we also have the city, which they're fleeing from, or, you know, out of, well, they're doing the... Knockoff is an... This is a style of attack I think I've seen a couple times on Dark types. Disrupting like this. Hand Disruption's weird because of how powerful Draw is in Pokemon. Like, different types of it are a lot more effective at other times. They wear... You know they are criminals because they wear masks and striped suits. Well, I guess not striped. Free Pearl lines. The sun has come and the crimes will continue. Hey, buddy! I love Scraggy. Scraggy has great animations. Scraggy just trying to keep pants up. Scraggy walking down the streets. They're very cute. I like the very deep lines on Scraggy here. What are you up to? You got Headbutt, you got Invade. I remember using a Scraggy for a long time. Remember something caught a shiny one? Ooh. Yeah, another walking down the street. You just see Scraggy, you just sort of nod. And here's Scraftree. Ooh! Sorry, Scrafty. I said Scraftree. There's no tree involved. Okay, first thing I want to say is that I love the skyline color, where we have the gray, like the like gray blue first line, then we have the like brick, more bigger buildings, then we have like the matching the clouds because of the distance. Second thing, hey everyone, get in here! Scrafty's calling in the boys. They are gonna get you. Ruffians. Yeah, the hood is like the skin shedding, much like the pants. It's cute. Yeah. This is our town, scrub. Again, also with our same artist on both, we keep our like deep, dark outlining, and then the rest of the world, like, it really sets apart Scrafty and Scraggy. Oh, yeah, Beat Up is a we've seen this for a long time. One of the original dark Pokemon I can think of had the Beat Up, so. Well, yeah. Oh. Just Trubbish. Hey, buddy out here. There's no buddy out here. It's just Trubbish. Trubbish just hanging out. Make you sleep for a week. Also saying. I like that we get to see how Trubbish matches like the little garbage bag look here. Sort of the shadow of the rest. So, somebody mentioned that we don't get Garbotoxin, but to talk about Garbodor previous, Garbodor was an ability disrupting Pokemon that we tend to give to Garbodor or Muck, the like, where they have like an ability blanking effect. I don't know if we'll see something that matches that idea, but that's what. Okay, now we're big. Oh, you're pulling up the big pile. Yeah. They're helping. We brought all this garbage through the hole in the fence. That's helping, right? Here's all the garbage. It's for you. Garbage day. Yeah, they're helping. Okay, they have a fairly basic attack with poison. But they're very friendly. They're also huge, 6'3". Compared to like the bag of trash. Garbodor's big. And they're strong too. Like, how many of these are carrying around? Ooh. Zorua. We have a very powerful Zoroark in current day with N's Zoroark. I know. This is a very, yeah, you're right, very fluffy. The tricky fox. They can hide their, disguise themselves as another Pokemon or person. Not in like a Ditto way, but you know, like an illusion fox sort of way. This one is like sort of stanced up, like not very trusting out in the woods. We're on like kind of the edge of reality almost. Ooh, and we've got the like very feisty Zoroark. Like, yeah, got this really happy, mischievous grin. We're out in the wild. We are playing tricks. Mind Jack hits big for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so it's 150 on a full bench. Bigger if they're doing the Terra stuff, but I don't think that's usual. 1 energy though is pretty big. Foul Play, I think that's the same attack that's on Zoroark, but it's cheaper. I think it's double darkness. Maybe that's just on other. Maybe that's not on Ends. Maybe that's on. I know it's on. That might be on Zoroark GX. Now that I think about it, for Double Dark. The fun thing is a mix of 2 historic Zoroarks. That's why I recognize these both. That would make sense. Very tricksy. I like the illusion fox. N uses Zoroark to good effect in black and white. And like also is friends with this little Zora that he grew up with. Yeah. It's the big bird. Gotta love me, I'm the baby bird. A little heart on the egg. I like the big steppin'. I like the like almost like heat mirage of like we're out in the desert here, north of Castilia, and like you can see like you can make out the details of the background, but it's clearly like, you know, distorted. As we have the focus on Vullaby here. Alright, let's learn. Obviously, you're not here for Playful Kick. What are we here for? Mandibuzz. Ooh, also, same idea. We have the Mirage, like, sort of look here, where, like, the Heat Shimmer is coming. We also see the Night Sky coming through. During your turn, you may use this ability once. Your opponent reveals their hand, you can put a basic on the... Oh. Find them. Okay. This is... You can use Mandibuzz to search for, you know, if you want to make sure there's friends for hitting with Mind Jack or, you know, fresh prey to find. That's cute. Especially, like, the attack would kill if you could, like, swap that in with the boss's orders. I really like the you know, we have our Vulture when we're out in the desert here, the heat. So, Oh, right! We didn't have our Einzwei Dry line in Black Bolt, so White Flare. So this is our this is the big Pokemon in Gen 5. This is our Dark Dragon, very cool Pokemon, very powerful Pokemon. Do not place it near a Fairy type, but or at least don't let it get bopped by a Fairy type. They can be friends with all the Fairy types, though. I like the look of this, where we're like looking down on Dino, like it's expectantly looking up with the like, you can't see eyes under the hair. Very cute. They both going, ah. Here's two of them, Zweilous. Einzwei Dry, German 1, 2, 3. That's what we're doing here on this Pokemon, if you aren't aware of the like little pun we're doing in the name. Zwei is 2. Ein is 1. We'll be seeing Dry for 3 up the line. That's us yelling. Cooperative, yeah, this is... You gotta get the harmony. Competitive hollering. I like that we have a double hit. That's good. Its two heads do not get along. I like that they have, like, slightly different... because of our angle, like, the hairstyles look a little different. Also, this is such a nice, like, a different background area for us. This is like our Victory Road sort of area in my mind. That's where you find these at the end of the game. Where you find Dino. They move to a new territory. All right. So, Hydreigon, Dry, right there. Lovely. Got the 3 heads and got the if your opponent's basic Pokemon is knocked out by this, take 1 extra prize. So if you can get Hydreigon to take the knockdown, and 200 can kill almost any basic. I think Reshiram had 230, so it wouldn't kill Reshiram EX in 1 hit. You'd have to, but like almost anything else you have a knockdown on. This is asking for about an infinity energy. 5 energy is like some, a lot, a million. It also is only on basics, but so less controllable, but like very aspirational, very cool to like yeah. You get Hydreigon to get the chomp. Things that take extra prizes. I always think they're worth like at least evaluating. Not all of them are on the level of Iron Thorns. Is it Iron Thorns? Iron Hands? No. It's one of the Iron Electric types. Right? Like, that just has, like, take an extra prize on the knockout from this, and that thing's hella good. But that's because there's... So... The trio. I we get to catch this Benak. We'll get the other side of the Hydreigons too. I know the art for Hydreigon EX alt art. I don't know what the other two look like though. That'll be fun. That's dark. A lot of dark. Look at this. Hey! Ferroseed. Always, again, I enjoy different, like, you know, we have active, fighting, eating, biting, and then we have sleepy, relaxing, chilling. This Pharaoh Seed is chilling. This Pharaoh Seed is doing fine. Please do not threaten this Pharaoh Seed. If you do... Thwomp. Just hanging. Ooh, 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So that's a bench snipe that you could do some like big stomping for. That's cute. Sniping is something that is like really interestingly powerful. It can be very disruptive. This one is pretty expensive to get going, but you know. It's got the swing and it's got the Ferrothorn. I feel like this weakness should be a little higher. I know we don't do higher than 2x, but like Ferrothorn is that's just like don't hit this with Ember, please. Oh, Yukimori, they're here. Durant. We have love to see these. We just have a little Durant. Bite together. If Durant is on your bench, this attack does 20 more damage because they fight in groups. Durant usually has like a mill component. Kind of a funky thing that Durant tends to get. But this one being like a Durant loves to be like Durant plus Durant equals double Durant, you know. Also, really, this is such a beautiful like real Durant out in the sands. Durant, yes, it's true. They're single, bite together. What's our steal? I think that brings us to normal? No. Oh. It brings us to the other extant dragon who is... Sure is. Druddigon... I've grown more respect for Druddigon over time. Did not have a lot for Druddigon on Black-White release. Shares dragon typing with Salamence? Not in game, but in card. Fire Water is Salamance's dragon typing. Dragon typing is always 2 energy types, and it's consistent across different printings of different cards. Salamence is Fire Water, whereas Rayquaza is Grass Electric, and Garchomp, if Garchomp is dragon typing, which isn't always true, sometimes Garchomp is fighting. You have Fighting Water, if I remember my Garchomp right. You get just different ones across. It's a fun way of doing multicolor and letting them support different types. Yeah, I think the reason I didn't have a lot of respect for Druddigon back in the day is that dragon typing in early Pokemon games was a very, like, capstone typing in a lot of ways. Not 100%, but like a lot of the dragons that existed were like, you know, you have Dragonite as your only dragon in Gen 1. You have your Salamence in Gen 3. You've got your Garchomp in Gen 4. And these are like your pseudo-legends too in those instances. Hydreigon in this one. That's true. Druddigon is always standing on 2. This is a very different look for a Druddigon. You meet Druddigon at the Dragon Tower. I say that like Druddigon's a character, like an NPC who talks to you. Which they definitely should be. But yeah, God, I love that. Alright, let's take a look at our colorless. Ooh, Pet Rat. We have an exploring pet rat with those big bloody eyes. Procurement seems like it fits for pet rat. We have a lot of different rat types. I think pet rat is lower on the like tier list of rats. I don't think it's carved out its niche as well as the others, but I understand what a pet rat would do. Wasn't there another Pokemon that was from procurement? That was the Mareep. That was the Team Rocket Mareep that had procurement. I remember that because they were in they were in the alleyway and you ran into them and it was like, oh no, it's the Team Rocket Mareep. Ooh, okay. I like the look of the grass. Like this looks like tiling or like a patchwork of the grass here. That's cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Now, Watchog. This is cute. I understand the threat that Watchog presents. You focus, and then do you want to come in on the 50-50? If I bite, I bite. Its base damage becomes 240. We saw the Victini is not a coin flip Victini in this set. In a couple of the sets, Victini has had an effect that's like when you flip a coin on an attack, you can reflip it, so you get two shots. But we don't have that in here. Very cute though. Okay, I'm glad for Watchog here being a unique setup. I respect that. Does using Gust of Wind or similar effects reset this? Yes. Watchog has to stay in front for this to work. This is true of basically all effects like that, where they're applied. That's the disruptive element, is if you just force, like, Samurott swap. Oh! Yeah! Cute little pup. This little pup out in the wild. Look at all the adventures it could go on. Wide-eyed and out in the wild world. Playing a little rough. Rough. Yeah. Lillipup is one I'm a big fan of because of where we go. Herdier, the loyal dog. Okay, roar, swap, big jump. Again, so like, this is the Lillipup who has begun their adventure. The world is wide and open. Anything could happen. The Herdier has been through the years, is wizened, but not, you know, is still out for the love of the game. Still many adventures ahead of the Herdier. But when we head to the Stoutland, oh, what an incredible, like, stout, regal, wise Stoutland. This is a dog who has been on adventures for its life. It has seen the world and is much wiser for it. Also very powerful. Dang. Odor Sleuth. Recursion is a powerful thing when you can find it. I've seen decks built around a piece of recursion like that. This one is unreliable, but still real. Special Fang is asking for a specific card we'll see later. It's killer with that, I suppose. Because that card also makes that attack 2 energy. Yeah, Odor Sleuth, just picking up cards. You can pick, I don't know, how many crushing hammers do you want? Or whatever, right? Love this dog. I used Stoutland for a long time. I remember Stoutland being like, just such a, like, you know, the evolution line becoming this more, like, you know, big, wise, lovable dog. Does it want double colorless? Double colorless would do it. Any non-basic energy would do it. Double colorless is not around in the card literally named double colorless, but we have others that we will see later, and I'll call back to Stoutland when we do. Yeah, Stoutland just feels reliable. Hey, what up? I was unprepared for the Bouffalon to just be breaking out at me. We got the headbutt. The Gold Breaker. If your opponent's active as an EX, 200 damage, and this takes Boofer. Ah, the... Yes, the Boofer. Everyone's favorite defect card. Boofer. Yeah, it's fun. That's expensive. Just put the Bouffalon out front. Wrapped in Wind. So, as I've said, we have our setup of 120 accelerate hit with some effect. And this tornado is winding up a punch. This is also really cool because Tornadus here, like, sets up a hit and then, like, keeps passing off the energy so that when Tornadus goes down, you don't lose the whole investment. It zooms at 200 miles an hour with the zoom punch that's just gonna hit you with the force of a tornado. This Tornadus is a stand? Yeah, this Tornadus is a stand. I feel like all of the like, elemental, Landorus, Tornadus have that feel of a stand, right? Hell, hold on. I know it's way back in the other set, but I have to pull up. No, it wasn't Landorus, it was, Thunderous, who does the cross-arm pose. like that. Yeah. If Hop is still around as a deck, I always think of, when I think of colorless Pokemon, the Hop deck and the Terra stuff is where I think of a spot for it. So, because, like, that has all the, like, there's the Terra stuff that has, like, colorless, like, that's where that sort of stuff lives. So. Alright. Anyway, here's Plume Fossil. We need our fossil for, getting to Archeops. It's very basic. This has been the text on these fossils for so long. So. In trainers now. So what do we got in trainers? We saw a couple in Black Bolt. I wonder what we'll see in here. Brave Bengal. If the Pokemon this is attached to doesn't have a rule box, rule box is a shorthand for, like, all of the big Pokemon. Pokemon EX, V, GX. Like, if they have a little text box that gives them, like, a secondary, like, rule, that's a shorthand of saying, like, all of those. And this hits harder against EX Pokemon. It doesn't use the shorthand on both sides because it doesn't want to punish all types, like VV Star. EX is the current big of that we see. So. Oh! This is just a reprint of Sharon. Oh, but it's Black and White 2 Sharon. So Sharon is your buddy in one of your, like, rival buddies, Sharon and Bianca, in Black and White. But in Black White 2, you're playing as different characters, and it's a couple of years after Black and White. And so you meet Bianca as a research assistant, and Sharon, who's become a teacher at like a Pokemon school. You know, and as well as our in our first town we come to, with the gym and all that. But this is the most basic supporter that exists in the world. Generally not playable. Yeah, acting gym leader, yeah. But yeah, generally this is the baseline. Sharon here. We've had this card in a couple other sets that's like Friends of Region, Friends of Galar, generally your like good buddy rival character gets this exact card. And it's the worst a supporter can be, which says a lot because it says draw 3 cards. But it creates a baseline, right? And it tells you kind of what to expect out of the power of. Yeah, this is just a reprint of Sharon from Black White. At that time, I think Sharon was also still unplayable because of the power level of other supporters. It's not that draw 3 isn't good enough, it's that supporters are once a turn and your opportunity cost is high. But I love seeing Sharon here. I also like this art of Sharon specifically as the teacher, the Black White 2 Sharon. Good for him. Normal energy retriever. Sharon's a recall. This is not as super as other energy retrievals, but it sure is. And the existence of super energy retrieval kind of beats out energy retrieval, but we've seen decks where I would still think about what we would want to be doing if we wanted 2-for-1 to pick up 2 orbs. I love that one of my favorite things about energy retrieval cards is that they show the energies as these like gachapon orbs that you pick up with a claw machine. And we see the other like fighting and psychic and electric orbs down there. That's my favorite part of these cards, is the energy orbs. They're really cute. Clown time. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, flip a coin. If heads, you draw 5 and they draw 3. If tails, you draw 3 and your opponent draws 5. What if we want Judge for clowns? Okay. On both sides of this, if forcing your opponent to shuffle their hand in and draw X is a playable effect, because a lot of times, like, say we did that Heatmore that searched 3 fire cards. Wow, all right. Next turn, we're going to be crushing you with our 8-card hand and 3 fire cards that we tutored. And then you play the clown. And we go, oh. And even if we got the 5 cards, we still go, oh. The card Judge does this as 4 for each. This has a little bit more chaos. Chaos. I can do anything. It's cute. Hilda, hey, how you doing? Hilda here's one of our main characters, Black and White. Search your deck for an evolution and energy revealed on putting your hand. Okay. What I was talking about, like, when I said Heatmore is, like, a little more than a supporter. This is, like, a tutor supporter tends to get 2 cards of different types like this. And also tends to be pretty powerful. Because they keep you, like, consistent, and they keep you moving forward with the things you need. I'm thinking of, like, Arven or Irima or Arena and Corina from original XY, which is like search a fighting type and search an item. It's cool. Love to see our player characters too. Get him with the wrench. You know? You get them with the wrench. Nice, air balloon or whatever. Nice, brave bangle. Nice tools. Bonk. Get you with a double-sided wrench. That's why it gets 2. Okay. And our last card, because this was 50 or 85. Our last card is the energy. Again, I want you to keep in mind this stat line attack, right? Just keep this in mind, right? Okay. Have you done it? Ignition energy. If this card is attached to one of your Pokemon, discard it at end of turn. If this is attached to a Pokemon, it makes 1 energy. If it's on an evolution, it's triple. So it's 1 use, triple energy. Think of like a, there are a couple Pokemon, even within this set, that, like, having this be 1 use is still good enough. But you can kind of see the point. It's an investment, it's a one-shot thing, but it's also, playing extra energies can do a lot for you, so. You're building a deck with this in mind, not placing it in a deck at random. The card I'm thinking of that we passed way back up here. How you doing? Why, look. It's an evolution with a triple colorless energy cost that also searches for cards. Could one of those cards be another copy of this energy? Hope our opponent doesn't have a clown. If they had a clown, that'd suck. I'd have to shuffle. So, yeah. That's our special energy. However, that's not the end of the set. That's only the end of the normal set. Like Black Bolt, White Flare features an alt art of every single Pokemon in the set. And it's the cool full arts. So I hope you're ready for us to get to the truly exciting half. Yeah! Action Sawaddle. I adore the look in the eyes of this Sawaddle looking up at this little, apple? Berry? Apple? Fruit. Just looking for the bug bite. I love this one has a really strong coloration to the world. The dark blues and purples on the background, these leaves in shadow, the red of the apple versus the deep greens and yellows on Sawaddle. Look at Sawaddle! Pokemon are just great at things like... Yeah, they are. Don't touch it, Sawaddle be the guy fruit. Get that. I love you, Swaddloon. Swaddloon. Perfect with again, got the hoodie. Just hanging out in the woods here. Kind of wants to be left alone. Pokemon are great. I'm glad you folks enjoy these streams for just sort of looking at these. I know it's a thing you could always just do on your own, but we all get to have a fun time enjoying it together, where we get to do it all over how fun, a Swaddloon out in the woods looks. Alright. Time to trans our Swaddloon. Oh my god. How happy Leaveney looks, and like the family here, I like we got the big brother Swabloon just sort of hanging out here. Yeah, the communal nature really helps these. Is a fun time for these, like where we get to all enjoy them. This is great. I adore this, where we all have our little we made little leaves for them. We can even see the reflection on. Are those Talos? I think that's a pair of Talos. That's great. Alright, after our leaving. Oh, the middle pit of evolution, okay. Right, I'm saying Swellow. Why would they be Swellows? I forget the name of middle evolution of pit of. Tranquil? Yeah, okay. That's probably what I was thinking of, but middle evolutions, as I mentioned, kind of can go missing at times. This is Cottony out in the world, and the world looks gorgeous with this really perfect shot of Cottony, the big cloud, the windmill, the fields. You can feel the wind blowing on this. You can feel the sturdiness of this Cottony, the determination of Cottony, who is just kind of floating out here. They're determined, but they move with the world. It's great. Oh, right. It's gonna be later. Gotcha. This is a beautiful deerling. I love, again, talking about things I love to see in Pokemon arts. Getting to see multiple different Pokemon or multiples of a Pokemon or like the full line, like with the Leavanny. This is great because we got our relaxing deerling, we got our active deerling, and we got watching over them in the back. You know, making sure everybody's going fine, having a good time. Sort of a fisheye going on here. A little bit of a curve on the shot. Yeah. Oh. This one's tranquil. This one is like, I've talked about like having a lot of these like twilight shots. And generally in the twilight shots, one of the things we're doing is we have the horizon in the back with the sun right going down over it. And that's our twilight shot where we can see the oranges in the world. Here, we've got the twilight shot, but we're zoomed in on Sawsbuck. And, you know, we have the sun down here kind of going over the hill, and we can still see sort of the shadows that are being made. But, yeah. That's great. So past Sawsbuck. Yeah. Oh my god. Look at the little pit of. Like, we got a little stick in here. We got Shelmet, like, sort of like trying to drink from the hose. Little smooch lips just going for it. Hanging out outside the house. These full arts are so fun. Oh, the door of that house is really good. Excelgor here has like some incredible like Piccolo energy. Sort of a dragoon standing up on the top of a building, but we're in the woods, you know, especially with our, like, back turned, arms crossed, looking back at you, Like, and also with the like the twin tails of this scarf fluttering up, like we are stanced up, you know. Think a lot about that one guy in the game who chooses rotation battles. Charles became a common rider with Excelgor partner in the anime. That's excellent. Much like everyone who also takes up this stance, I think Excelgor gets bonked and falls over in a hit, but you look so cool doing it, right? Like, you gotta be ready to go. Frisian. This is like a candid shot. Like, this is a perfect shot of like of Frisian here that like we're in a grove where probably we shouldn't be, but also Frisian definitely knows we're here. Like, if we weren't supposed to be here, we wouldn't be here. Getting this perfect shot with the sun coming through and the rays right through the tree canopy here. That's good. Kind of matches where you end up finding all these Pokemon after the post game. Alright. The Autumn Tepig. This is a very different rollout. This is playing in the leaves rollout. Look at how much fun Tepig's having here. They're just so happy. That's great. We continue to have the season things as we had with the Deerling and Sawsbuck. Like, seasons are a thing we have in here, so we're gonna associate some of our arts with them. That's so good. These are the full arts I'd love to see. I especially love this, like, in frame, like, things like this that are very much like this is a shot in frame that we caught, rather than like a shot of a painting of a Tepig. This is a moment in time. This leaf only is here for the second that it's flying by. Like, caught in the frame. Oh! Pignite. Pignite doing a little chomping. Taking a little break. Look at the hat. Does Pignite wear the hat? Is that like, do the ears go through? Like these, we don't have the ear holes. Just, it's stacking. But we got the basket. We're gonna pick things up. That's cute. I like Pignite kind of looking at you like, what? What do you want one? I'm not gonna stop, but like, do you want one? You can have one. I might eat these, guys. Emboar is stanced up, ready to go. We've got the perfect, like, background shot with the volcano going off, and Emboar is doing the fandango. This is the dance that to match the feel of the background. Yeah, ready to fight. Yeah, this is excellent. We've got the Emboar with, you know, the flaming fists and the flaming beard. Very cool. It cares deeply about its friends. Love to see, again, something like this that's like definitely a thing that you could build a deck around having a cool alt art like this. Oh, Pansear always has this face like it's like like a but it's collected a berry. And look at all the little berries out there. They're all in pairs. The leg wiggle? I like the leg wiggle. Has to get angry to roast the berry, though. Then, of course, we've got... Oh, this is so cute. With the treehouse, like, fully built up here. And we're just hanging out. Hanging in there, Simseer. Having a chomp again, as of our cool berries. Got our berry basket here, too. Very, like, 100 Acre Wood-esque on this. They'll built up more. 100 Acre Wood, obviously, I don't think is built like this. But that's sort of the feeling I get with the rolling hills, the white picket fence. Hang in there, Simisear. Gentle slap that destroys the ferret thorn. Oh, okay. So our Chandelure, Litwick line ones had like candle to candles, lantern to lantern, chandelier to chandeliers. Here, this is like we're matching the feel of the night. We have these like this like wintry, snowy ground, or like almost like ashen ground rather than snowy. And then the night. The very bright moon matching up with our Litwick. Yeah, the moonlit encounter. This one's cute. A very different energy. I don't think terribly ominous, but like momentous. This is a moment. You've run into the Litwick in the middle of the night. The moon is rising. These are the busy lampants. They go around at night to light the lamps. Look at how busy they are all. Litwick doing the Ronnie meeting, yeah. The sun has gone down. It is time for the manor to turn on. We have to go poof all the lamps up, and then everyone into position. I like how busy this is. I like that we have a full 6 lampants running around. Like, I don't know, like the lampant maid squad, This is the Chandelure who's decided to play a prank. Like, this room had this really ornate chandelier up above the table, and Chandelure, like, replaced it with itself to play a prank. But like, we're not, like, breaking all of this because we're psychic. We're just floating it. Like, perhaps we're even setting the table. Chandelure is the head of the maid squad. That's another way to see it, too, rather than pranking. This is just the head maid, head butler, head of the house. Like, psychically setting, because none of these are breaking; they're all setting. That's cute. Heatmore's looking. Heatmore's out for business. Heatmore, you gotta... is being watched. The Durants are ready. They have to be ready. They have to stay out of the Heatmore's way, whereas Heatmore is just sort of like firing at the stump. That's cute. There's a number of these like paired Pokemon like this, and I find them like all cute to be like this, where we have like Pokemon who exist next to each other in this way. Zangoose and I want to say Servine, but that ain't it. Why can't I think of the other one across from Zangoose? Because I'm stuck on Serperior, that's why I'm... So Viper, thank you. I'm like... I'm right there, but I'm still thinking about Serperior. But... The furtive Viper. This is the most relaxed Oshawott. This is over on the beach on the East Coast. Undella? The resort town where Cynthia is at, and there's the ruins out in the water. Yeah, just living. Using Shell as a pillow, you're right. Right here. What a good catch. That's so cute. Could be a screenshot from Pokemon Concierge. I'm very happy that we're getting more episodes of that. As well as the other Darman animated Pichu and Sirfetch'd. I think it was Pichu and Sirfetch'd where we had a Wooloo just sort of sitting there. Hardman, yeah. Ooh! We had the most relaxed Oshawott, and then we have like Dewott, who's doing all the like cool training moves. We've got the running on the water. We got the logs that we're getting hits on, you know, like dodging as they're coming by, and everything. We're doing flips. Yeah. Dewott Ninja Warrior. Strict training. That's cute. This is cool. Again, very different, you know, time to relax and a time to train. This is such a good Samurott. This is a commanding Samurott. This is General Samurott with the Wingull who's come up, my liege. Like, I love the infinite of these. Like with the flipped up. There's so many birds. Guardian of the ocean, indeed. Like, we're standing on the rock. We got the waves coming at us, and yeah. Again, a very different feeling from the other two, but a very strong feeling. This is the camo Basculin. It's trying to hide. It's reasonably successful. You can see why it might hide in these different seaweeds down here. Love the like. These are very dense down here. You can see how there could be a half dozen or more, like a lot of Basculins hiding down here. And then Mega Man comes through with a has to fight like a big submarine. Oh, okay. Hold on, let me pull this up. Oh, no. Babs. Oh no. Babs, I love the details on this. I love the multiple spikes on. There's on Bug Bite. You have to jump on the. You can't touch other letters. We got the little platforms. We got these crushers that are gonna come across. Watch out for these spikes down here. Thank you, Babs. I love it. Keep pasting these things, thinking, okay, but what if more? Like, yeah, it's all the details are so good. Anyway, please enjoy Ducklet. The water here is so clear on Ducklet. Like, this is the like cleanest shot of a Ducklet. Like, and also we got a lot of ducks around here too, which is very cute. They all have the same, just like, expression. Yeah, pristine. Yeah. God. Oh, this is a great shot, too. Again, talking about, like, a late night against low sun, but, like, the flock of Swanna, where we talked about in here, we've got the leader of a flock. And we've got the city. Look at how, like, the shoreline is very built up. And it's like a pretty wide shoreline, too. That's so good. A very different look from our Swanna alone before. Yo, we're gonna get more slimes? Oh, good. Okay. I hope we get some great slime looks on the trio here. Because learning that, like, Vanillux is 2 slimes and, like, we have slime face on these was such a thing to learn. This is a very cute look. This is very similar to the first one in, like, the idea, but it's daytime with our pink and blues. We got our Transrite Vanillite. Never realized these could count as slimes? Yeah, because, like, here, let me pull up the original to pull up why I called it a slime. Vanillish here is a slime. That's there's nothing else. That's you can look at the face in the bottom right. Slimes that got stuck. Yeah, Minnesotan slime. All right, let me get back to. Yeah! Oh! Here we're ice. We got the beam. I love the look of the snow and the way this swirls. I love the Vanillite in the background. So happy. And also the small houses back here on the shore. Remember, we get our one-shot ice beam that goes up double once we go to Vanillux. Now here we are again with our slime. Oh, this is so cute. Here we are in you know, a not quite snowstorm, but snowfall. It's snowing and it's nice out, and we're very happy that it's snowing. We can see the houses that have the snow kind of built up. It's been snowing for a while. The chimneys, and this is so great. Oh. Yeah, people, you know, you can see, like, over in this house, we've got all the leopards and purloins have made their way into one house that are chilling as, like, a half dozen cups of hot cocoa are being spread out. Yeah. I've located another Blitzel. Damn. Matches my every move. Who is this mysterious Blitzel? Yeah. Little plant stuck under here. Really cute. You can see the reflection, too. Here and here, the different look. A lot of good detail on this. And also, again, autumn colors. We talked about the different seasons we get. We get the winters, we get the swaddles were very spring. Zebstrika still bringing the storm, like our first art, but here we've got a much more, like, running on the beach as the storm rolls in. You can feel a lot more of the violent nature. The ancient powers of the world. We don't have a lot of electric Pokemon that I think are related to, like, storms. Like, we have the art on here. Like, obviously, like, Thundurus, but that isn't Thundurus as much as it is Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus are all related to storms in the first place. Like, we're not, like, using that a lot as our motif for where the electricity comes from, so I like it when we do. Like, it's not without precedent or usage, but it's you know, sometimes you got your more Magnemite or Voltorb where they're more mechanical. You have your static type of electricity. Yeah. Surprise attack. It's gonna jump on you. I still think this Joltik might be too big. This is a pretty big Joltik, is what I think. I should rephrase that. The Joltik is not too big. This is just a big Joltik. Yeah, it's an older Joltik. Yeah. We've seen... One of the things I really like... there's a lot of reasons I like Pokemon Legends. But one of the things that it introduced as, like, a thing that you could use as, like, a full bit as far all over Pokemon is that we have the stats that tell us, like, you know, Joltik is 4 inches. But that's not static. Not all Joltiks are 4 inches. That's, like, rough. Some Joltiks are bigger and some are smaller. You could have big Joltik. You can have little Joltik. I can't imagine little Joltik, but, you know. This is cute. I love this, especially in this, like, great, like, workshop. Like, this is clearly, like, an artist's table. Somebody who's got a fountain pen, a lot of brushes, bits. Yeah, Scarlet Violet did do it also with some of them. I think of, you know how in Dragon Quest Monsters Dark Prince, monsters have a size between 0 and 100, and, like, you could have tiny slime and you can have gigantic slime, you know. This is the Galvantula, yeah. Galvantula here works for the Gomi Jewel. Clearly. Stealing all the power from around the neighborhoods to power the Gomi Jewel network. Which is fitting with the spider web, you know? I could definitely see Sunhee having a Galvantula. Or like, you know, yeah, Jungihan having like one of those two having a Galvantula would be a fitting, very fitting Pokemon for them. Okay, hold on. Now, all right, I'm just gonna say it. We don't need to have answers immediately, but I just want to say it because I want to think about it now. Because like, the Gomi Jewel and Galvantula fit like perfectly, especially with this art in the city as we're pulling the power. What's everybody else's Pokemon? Like, I could see Nanba having a why can't I remember the name? Audino. I could see Nanba with an Audino. You do the whole cast in your head whether you want to or not, it's true. Keldeo as the Justice, the hero. Ichiban needs to have... Does Ichiban have like a Phoebus? Does Ichiban have like a... Like, I need an underdog. Like but like an underdog with a heart of gold. I guess Keldeo kind of fits that, right? For Ichiban. Adachi could have a stat one. Like, Adachi with a stat one feels right. What's the most Dragon Quest Pokemon? That's a... The Golden Magikarp. Yeah. Anyway. Adachi has an Alolan Meowth. Ooh. Okay. I'll talk more about this on Thursday. Vanilla Shell looks like a slime. You'd have one? That's true. 100% true. I'm gonna bring this up again on Thursday. So keep your thoughts in mind. I like this one, though. There's something about Stunfish looking straight up at you like, don't do it. Do not step. You really don't want to do it. Not like doing anything, but just looking at you. Like, yeah. Home movies? This is a fun one. Oh, what a wonderful cave! How happy Woobat is in here. Of course, like, Woobat's always terribly happy with the heart stamp, but like, the wonders of this cave are wild. The deep lights, the reflections, the flow of this river, the crystals. Yeah, loves the crystal caves. Woobats love them. Swoobat to Swoobat communication. Swoobat to Swoobat conversation. These two are in sync. We found... They found each other. Have the perfect match. That's very cute. Yeah, this is the ritual. This is the mating ritual of the Swoobat. Little heart tail. It's so cute. Now this is the mystery of the Sigilyph. This is the the red sun overhead, its rays reflecting down into this wildly almost psychedelic colors that match the colors reflected off of our sigilif. The blues in the wall, the reds on the wall, oranges like this. All these colors, oh, I think reflecting off of our front here. A puzzle room and a tabletop. I'll move the track forward here 1 second. Okay. Had a bit that I didn't like in that. But I like the way that the colors on the world are reflected in itself. That's cute. Here we have the Yamask. This one out more in the ruins, still with the same... Oh, actually a little different look here, still here. And then the eye. Doing the little flex. Ooh. Now this is the Cofagrigus that's gonna get you. This is when I get you. Like the world is like kind of waved away into just these splashes of color, and all that remains is the coffin and the hands coming for you. It's gonna turn you into a Yamask. Enter the mummy. Or you're just gonna get the type. You're gonna get touched, and then you're gonna get the type mummy, and you'll be like, dang it. Well, time to hand mummy out to mummy. That's cool. The sort of just wild background on here with the very distinct Cofagrigus here is very cool. You almost, like, you no longer can tell where you are. Joke's on you. You touched the Regigigas. Oh! Gothita! What a lovely, home for our friend. We've got the nice heart throw pillow, and did we just pull open like a little present that was the candle? Is that what we have here? We had the box at least. That's cute. That's gorgeous. We also have the almost new moon here. Talk about the astral look on the ribbons. Oh, are we in Caitlin? Or not Caitlin, sort of see Cat, Chantel, Grimsley. No, Chantel's not the one. The sleepy lady. Starts with a C. Maybe I'm right on Caitlin. She's very sleepy. She like sleeps all the time, and she has the psychic of the Elite Four. Okay. I think the reason I wasn't sure is that I was spelling Caitlin differently in my head. Fancy lady with a fancy bed, yeah. Now this is the fashion Gothorita. Look at all the different looks here. We have all these different shirts and gloves and ribbons and bags and boots. All the different fashion for Gothorita here. We have the sun hat. That's cute. Yeah, Caitlin is the one in the Elite Four who also is from is a Frontier Brain from a previous game too. I like that a lot. I think that's a fun thing to carry forward in games. That's, I think carrying a couple of the cast members across games adds a lot to the series. Where like Grimsley shows up in Sun Moon, or some of the beats that get carried over into the DLC for Scarvi, bits like that. Ooh. Okay. Maybe later. Or maybe, actually, this also could have become the promo. If it's the promo, I'll go search it out afterwards. I love the two Frillish here. We're in the ruins off of the coast on the east. These you go in the post game. You can go over to these ruins. That's cute. I'll tell Altart's one that I got pulled the promos. Okay, I can go find that one after then. Is this like a Rhythm Heaven rock and rolla group? They're all marching. This one's rolling. This is like this one has you written on, like there's an arrow that points to this, and you're walking in step with all the other who are all in step here except for. Yeah, this is flock step, absolutely. Just the little U arrow over. That's so cute. I love the like all the different colors on the that we're walking across. This like sort of like cloth, I think. The rock step. That's good. Ooh, this Boldore has a nice glow. And like also Boldore has like a cool like a look in the eyes here, because like you can see from like, you know, this is just the one big hex eye, but like this is like Boldore giving you the rock eyebrow, like looking at you, you know. Is sort of the feeling I get from this, like one raised eyebrow, like the rock says. Got the smackdown to match it, too. Yeah, the glow does a lot on this, I think. The energy this Gigalith has is immense. I can feel all of the crackling in the world as the Vengeful Cannon is charging. You can see these cracks coming out all across from like where we've kind of clamped to the ground. Very unique look, and like much more like still like doesn't have the same eye look, but like staring you down. Yeah. Is this like the coolest sock? The specific angle we have on sock here is so good. We have this wide lens from an upward thing with sock doing the stance at the ready on the top of this pillar. The angle on this does so much. That's so good. You have to get all four of these to stop the beat from charging. On the Gigalith. It's true. And then, like, you get the glowing pieces of the Gigalith to hit for damage. But yeah, the look here, the angle here does so much. And again, same with the shadowing, too. Damn. Yeah! Hey, we're back in the padded forest with the tile pads, the like cloth pattern. That's cute. Sock staring down a fleet of airships. They will not pass. I like the like sort of communication between these two, but they have the same empty eye to look at each other. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Ooh. Again, lovely colors on Archeops here, especially with the whole the flower vines here and the really different purples and magentas down here. Keeping a ton of the ancient colors that Archeops has. It's a good look. This is the immovable Mienfoo, the balance, the just like innate calm that Mienfoo possesses. Again, this is the mountaintop where we saw Sawk earlier too, I suppose. A lot of training going on up here. But that is a lot of perfect balance. Ooh. I like the. This implies such speed on a move that's just happened. Like we have this flick right here. It almost looks like we hit a prompt on a fishing minigame, right? Like just the timing on it has that feel. We also have a look at all of our Swanna. Huge flock out there. Yeah. I like the style. This one's nice. Terrakion here. So the first Terrakion we had was the like angry Terrakion from like who was out for revenge. This is the like sad, somber Terrakion like going through the ruins of the land, kind of remembering what was. We don't have that shot from below that makes Terrakion huge and the anger. This is more of a sadness in the eyes. And you can obviously we see the ruined kingdom, this arch, the rest of this you know, place has been lost to time, but not to Terrakion. Invite evil. Yeah, but it's such a nice cat. Like, of course, everyone's gonna forgive the cat. I love the substitute doll here. We have like a little substitute plush, and then like maybe like this is our Pokeball for Purrloin. Is Purrloin messing with like a sewing? Like this looks like we have a project going on. No, that's a cat toy. Oh my god, that's just a cat toy. Right here, this, and then the string, and then I thought maybe this was a project, but no, we just have a cat toy for Purrloin to play with. Normal sitting position. Yeah. We even have like the family photo back here. This is cute. I like this a lot. I like the cat toy on this, the little plush. Ooh, lounging. Leopard. Just up in the... We got the Pidove in the back. We're just lounging up here. Watching out. Maybe making a jump if we see a spot, but mostly relax. Yeah. Oh, look at all the Scraggies and all the ways they're... We got the Scraggy who's got all the little berries. We're putting them away. We got the Scraggy fighting over their berries. We got the Scraggy who's enjoying a nice berry. And then we got the Scraggy who are out here helping each other headbutt the tree to get them to fall out. And we're cheering on and having a snack in the back. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. I love the group here. This is the lads, right? We talked about the lads because obviously Scrafty has the ruffian. Oh, hey, buddy. Yo, we got like a vending machine over here. We can get ourselves a nice drink. But we're just waving at the lads. Is Scrafty like putting their bike away? How cute. They're just hanging out. They're having a good time. Yeah, get some boss coffee for Scrafty. Get a fresh water or a lemonade out of here. You know? That's good. Oh! The Trubbish. We found it. The treasure. Look at the pristine little bottle we found. How happy Trubbish is out here. You can even see the sun, like, reflecting, making this rainbow here out of, onto Trubbish from this angle. Like, we have the reflection. Oh, that's cute. Congratulations. You found the treasure. This is Garbodor's hut. Garbodor has taken his pipe, and it is Garbodor's pipe. Garbodor might be a little stuck. Can you help? I'm just a little stuck. If you can help me out, it'd be fine. Yeah. help out our little buddy. Our little big buddy. Oh, the little step in Zora at night. This is such a shot. This is such a great looking Zora, and then we've got the huge moon. Just what a wonderful phrase. Love the lighting. Yeah. How fun. Zoroark keeps the sort of mischievous look, not as like just like out there with the mouth wide open ready for chomping, but you can see some of the like like the water suggests the illusion to me. We're a little more relaxed. You can see we're stanced for sitting rather than jumping. We're not ready to go here with our stance. But we're still here for tricks. I like the reflection on this side. Like we have the marsh here, and then we have the green trees right on the edge of it. The determined baby looks out at the sunrise. Or maybe the sunset. I'm sure. Mountains would be west side. Probably set. Mystery dungeon coded? Yeah. Okay. Many adventures. The stars are flickering in. Determined baby. Oh. And here we've got the Mandibuzz nest. I like the clouds kind of hanging over the sun here. And the very dark feel of this as we're here with the Mandibuzz. Bone. Looking out. The nest of bones. There sure is a nest of bones. I don't tell you. Oh. I love this shot. dino here, like you're seeing through these rough trees. Kind of talked about with Zweilous how it eats the entire area and has to move on. We can kind of see a worse for wear, maybe a pre either late winter or early really early winter timing for Dino here. Now these are the happiest. They are both in agreement. They are like both excited. We have such we have like the twinning of the world to match. 2 trees, 2 streams, 2 vines, 2 sides of the bridge, 2 flowers. Everything kind of down the middle for Zweilous here. 2 pets. And we're not going to see Hydreigon quite yet, because Hydreigon is an EX and those are in a different zone. This is the Ferroseed hut. Please do not disrupt the Ferroseed hut. They're all chilling. This would be a bad idea to disrupt the Ferroseed hut. They're just all sort of embedded and just having a day. I like that we see a ton of them here. Here. This one's upside down. This is really cool to see the movement for Ferrothorn. You can see by the way that Ferrothorn grabs these trees with the whips, like the movement, like kind of like grab, where we have like lock on to like 3 different points, and we keep moving forward as we move the next whip over here and here, and you know, that's cool. It's a good spot being able to like move between these trees very quickly too. Oh! All the Durants, they bite together, they work together, they live together. We got the berry stash. We got the we have all the different stashes. We got the Helix. But we're coming up together, we're scheming. We gotta come up with ideas to not get got by, you know, Heatmor. Yeah. This is a really good Druddigon. Like, a much more majestic look than I ever see. You know, we've got our little sunny point, because we talk about that it absorbs sunlight into its wings. And like this spot is perfect for it. This Druddigon is on a Final Fantasy title screen. Ooh, yeah. But yeah, like perfectly spot, like with the sun coming down on this spot exactly. We got the growth. You know just Druddigon is sort of like solar powered. Yeah. Yeah, the locale is beautiful on it. Look at the Patrat is so excited. Patrat has procured treats. Patrat is happy to see the little dandelion, the little seeds flying around. In awe, is happy. Yeah. Has a great look for the rest of our world too. Very fun. All right. Watchog is watching. Watchhog has also taken up the Excelgor, stance. We're gonna Dragoon at the top of the the building for the highest heights. And we are watching. That is what we are doing up here. We will keep an eye out over the town. This is a nice looking. I like the town here too. A lot of these, the road out, the buildings up the hill. The satellite dish? We get satellite out here. Also the berries? The world is full of wonder. Watchhog is definitely out here. Just watching. Just having a, Oh! Look at the little pup going out on an adventure with your hat. Come on. Just sort of like patting at the door like, it's time for adventure. We gotta go. Got the shoes, the little ball, and oh. Yeah, we gotta go. It's time to go out for a walk. I'm gonna grab the hat. That's cute. We got like a Pokeball bag. Maybe a Pokeball cushion here. Yeah. This is incredible. This one, this one is so good. Are you kidding me? The photos in the back? Just like Herdier has invited you for tea into Herdier's house. Herdier has been here for decades with you. Please put the teapot on the coaster. Yeah, different picture. Oh, this is so good. I adore the like stance on this really nice couch. You know, you just sit and you both get to just have a very relaxing day. Yeah. Here we have Stoutland out on the prowl. Look at the giant, I love Stoutland for the giant, like, mustache. But also just like this is a Stoutland who's out like sniffing. Like, sort of look on the face there. It's like, yeah. That's cute. Okay. That's not the end, though. That's the end of the basics. We got the full art EXs. We have these in every set. These are ones that have this, like, kind of, like, color gradient, the outlines. We get these a lot. They're quite nice. Some of them I like more than others. Some of the color schemes I think work better than others on these. But like, it's a consistent second EX. We're gonna get another though after, so. Oof. Benak, you made it in time. We got to see, I'm gonna go back up for you. We got to see the dino in the wastes, like after everything's been eaten. But then we have the opposite where we have Zweilous and everything's mirrored. And both sides are happy. Both sides have the river. Both sides have the vines, the flowers, and we're just so excited to be here. Yeah. Nope, you're good. All right. So, full art supporters. Big clown. This one's really funny. These are, I run into them at the, like, the park, the amusement park and such. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Ooh! Of course we got our full art Hilda. I think Hilda's great. Again, I'm pretty attached to the Black-White cast, because Black-White is just one of the games that I really enjoyed. Yeah, you could have a fun time with all of them. Hilda's one of the best lover, yeah. She's great. Berg's gym was hard. Oh, Harlequin's true. Oh, okay. At least not in here, we just have Hilda and Harlequin. Alright. Here we've got our full art EXs with our alts. Look how happy Whimsicott is. Which, I mean, they've got full of whimsy, and they're so excited to be here. I like all the pots and, you know, we're on the steps here. We've got all the little plants. Are they holding the flower? I think they're holding the flower. I think that's just how a hand looks, is that they're holding the flower. Ooh. Another really good action shot Reshiram. Like floating. We've got the blaze engine running in the back. With the fire kind of surrounding out. That's really nice. I like the look on that. I like the expression on Keldeo, and I also like the we have the autumn leaves, but we have them in such a really unique look here with the water, the way that it's flowing around Keldeo here. And so we've got the oranges going down as these leaves are going down, but there's still, most of the river is made up of that reflection. That's nice. Like, again, thinking about the spot where you run into Keldeo in the game, that little pond bit. That's good. The two of them. This is the oceanic curse. The king and queen have decreed. You will not play items. You will not play tools. We are deep underwater. You can see, like, the surface up there. They look so friendly. The curse of the ocean be upon you. Now this is the foe at the peak of the mountain. This is the ruler of the storm. I can see the nameless king sitting on the top of Hydreigon here. Like, you know, this is the foe Gigalith fights. This is there's a health bar and it's full and it's down here. It's a very different feeling than are like Zweilous in the rivers. This is the final boss. There's 3 health bars, in fact. Yeah. Yeah. And we've got the boofer. Here come the Bouffalant. These are I I find these ones really funny. The boofer bit. I like that we have the group running up the like it's like a valley. We're kind of, or like we're running up like a it's like there's the coastline. Okay. Ooh. Ooh! We've got the Hilda with the squad. Yeah. Emborn on Pheasant and Zebstrika. Yeah. We're that's excellent. Love our active bit with the squad here. The Embor's made a huge leap, as we saw all on our Tepig and such. We saw the hovering of the pig. Then we've got Victini, Reshiram. And I need to go find promos quick. Promo. Image. Let's get a good image here. Nope. Bulbapedia, that's too small. There we go. Oh, Pignite. Yeah, sorry. I said Emboar. Pignite was the one that was hovering. Just we can see, I'm gonna go back up. You can see on Pignite does not touch the ground. That was why I was thinking about the hovering. Again, second stages don't stick in my mind as much, which it's the curse of second stages. But yeah. Gothitella, this like shot with like gold moon coin going on here in the stars. I don't know who the other promo is in this one, but damn, I gotta say, I think Herdier is one of my favorites. This one's a standout, like just incredible. I love this the house. I love the images in the background of the house. Who else is my? I can't believe the power of Sock, and I can't believe the power of Gigalith, the boss here. Gigalith feels like I should be fighting it with, like, dwarves and rock and stone. The Rhythm Heaven Roggenrola. Love you, Rhythm Heaven Roggenrola. Yeah. It's not always a bad thing, but to me, it's like if a second stage sticks, there's usually some specific reason for it. I'm thinking of like, there are a couple cards I know second stages. Yeah, it's a giant Joltik. A lot of people prefer Dewott over Samurott, yeah. I'm a Samurott liker as time has gone on, but I understand it because Samurott is so very different than the look of Oshawott and Dewott. I played a mod on Slay the Spire that was, what's Delphox's second? Brixton, yeah, like, there was a Slay the Spire mod I played that was specifically Brixton, rather than, Delphox. Pokken character. But yeah, what a set. I gotta say, like, giving every Pokemon double art is such a high bar that it makes so many, like, it gives so much of a different feel. You know, we've got the Midnight Encounter with Litwick versus the spend less on candles. Spend more on candles? Consider your spending on candles, Litwick. With a blip. So. But yeah, Embor's the one with the Fire Mane, because that's how you do the fire punches. Anyway, that's it. That's our look at White Flare. We looked at Black Bolt earlier. This completes the set, so we've got both out here. Oh my god, I forgot about Autino. Really enjoyable. Like I said, the fact that we have double on everything is such a ridiculous thing to do, but it's so cool. And like having the set be all of black and white is so cool. So yeah, that's been the look. Wanted to find a time for this, and it was a perfect thing to fit in here. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time with this. I know I absolutely loved looking these over and getting to see all of our really cool Pokemon and trainers and arts and friends. If you want to catch more, you can always follow. See when I go live. As a note, and I'm going to say this a lot because it is a pretty major shift. I should upgrade the schedule on the Twitch as well with it. Cards and Trails have swapped days. So card days that were on Tuesdays are now on Mondays, and Trails Tuesdays are now on Trails Tuesday. The time will still be 7 on Monday. Trails will probably start earlier than that, go until 9, but I'll update the schedule with that too. Slide this in at literally the last second. Okay, all right, what do we got? All right, let's see what we got here. Thank you, Babs. I appreciate it. I would not enjoy them doing this many alts for multiple sets. That's a lot of alts to collect, I understand. But it also means that there's an alt for everyone's favorite Pokemon. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Babs, for this and the Solotl. Appreciate those both. I love these. But yeah, if you want to catch more, you can always follow us when you're live. You can subscribe. Thank you, Mimi, for the sub today. Appreciate it a lot. If you want to sub, you can do that. You got the Prime sub. That's thing too for folks. But if you're just here having a good time, that's great. Really, all I can ask for. You know, happy to have you all here. So, thank you all for joining. I'll catch you all tomorrow for Trails Tuesday when we're playing second chapter. Have a good night, everybody.